And back to the idea of, you know, we're all going to find who we are and maybe our own spiritual place together. But you found God through Jimmy Swaggart, and I got to tell you how many times I've complained and bitched and moaned that televangelists are not necessarily godly people. But who am I, right? Who am I?
Well, I think what happens a lot of times whenever you're in the spotlight and you're given power, 9 times out of 10, that power is abused. And it's going to go to your head, and it's going to eventually, most likely, take control of you if you let it. And I think many times most people let it. And Jimmy was one of those examples. We were one of those examples. I mean, in a different way, but we did it during the against the law period that I touched on with you. But Jimmy did as well. But the tragedy and the travesty with Jimmy was the fact that he was very judgmental, and he was holding up our records, literally on television, holding up Striper records, saying these guys are wolves in sheep's clothing. Do not support them. They used to come out to our shows, Jimmy Swaggart people, with bullhorns, and they would protest our shows and tell people, do not go in, don't support this band. This went on for years. And then we all know what happened to Jimmy. Here he is telling people we're wolves in sheep's clothing and false prophets and this and that. And then, and he was speaking out against people specifically on prostitution and this and that. And then he wound up getting bit for that, So
Right.
you just got to be really careful, man. I think it's important that tend to yourself, worry about your own sin. Stop worrying about everybody else's.